Hey Taurus, it's Heather here with Earth Empress. Hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be your mid-month check-in. Just getting a little information, see what's going on with the energies, let the cards fall where they may, kind of see what story they're giving us. Now keep in mind, it is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for absolutely everyone. And if it doesn't seem to fit for you, please don't try to force it. There are a ton of amazing readers out there, so feel free to click on one of the links or videos below. And sometimes this can be relationship spreads for some. It is a general, so it can speak to career, it can speak to family, friends, personal connections, things like that. So take it as it resonates. As always, trust your intuition. And it's going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And do keep in mind that with it being general, the roles can be reversed. It can be vice versa, especially if you're cross-watching. So if it does seem to resonate for you more so in the Taurus situation, then again, take that. As always, trust your intuition, trust your gut, guys. So last shuffle, and then let's see what we can get for Taurus. Okay. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, mid-April, check-in. Alright guys, so we have, first out of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. So you could very well be embodying this energy right now, which is, the Knight of Swords isn't as tactful, typically speaking, as the King or Queen of Swords might be. But they're very discerning. They're very straight to the point, tell the truth like it is kind of person. So whether you're connecting with someone of that energy, and again, it can be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, because it is swords, or that's you embodying that energy right now. Maybe you're at a point where you're being discerning, you're figuring out what works for you, you're figuring out your truth, your personal truth, you're speaking your personal truth, and you are no holds barred about it. There's no sugarcoating it. And maybe some of you are speaking truth, because this came out right after the Sun card. Maybe some of you are at a point in your life where you're kind of being more discerning about your happiness and what's going to work for you, and what's going to bring you fulfillment, what's going to bring you that joy that, lights up the fire inside of you. Maybe a lot of you are coming to a point where you're cutting out things that no longer serve you, which is beautiful. And you're in an energy where you are just no bullshit about it. You are, okay, this isn't for me, I'm done with this. This is where I'm headed, this is my direction, this is what I want to do. I'm going to stand in my power and speak my truth, and it's going to lead me to my true purpose, my true happiness, my goals in life. And then you had the Eight of Wands here. So this is communication, obviously. It increases the speed of whatever card it touches. So this can be, the truthfulness, the tactfulness that's coming in, or lack thereof. It's you charging forward because you know it's going to fulfill you and make you happy. And the Eight of Wands is also a lot of spiritual communication coming in. So if you are connecting with someone in this particular situation, and it's not just you charging forward, it's maybe someone inspiring that charge in you. This can be spiritual communications coming in from them, from your souls, because we are human bodies. We are souls living a human experience. That's just what it is. But if your souls are connected, you can communicate through 5D, through dream state, things like that. This is some kind of communication. It can be rapidly you going towards something or someone coming towards you as well. I feel more so this is you personally deciding your truth, and I feel like some of you are headed out for your happiness, what's going to bring that sunlight to you. I will say that the Sun card, it can represent Leo, and then the Wands, of course, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire energy. So these two came out together, the Knight of Pentacles and the Strength card. I really can't say which came out first, so we're just going to fit it as it falls. I feel like some of you are finding some kind of spiritual strength to either go out and start fresh, start anew, because it is the Knight of Pentacles. You're going from the Knight of Swords, which is, again, starting out at that level where you figure out your truth, what you want, you're speaking your truth, you're holding your ground for your happiness, your spiritual movement forward, you're finding the strength And then you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is that card of, it's not so much the page where you're just beginning, but the Knight of Pentacles, you could very well be heading towards an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or this could be you heading towards your beginning. You're, building your pinnacles. You're working towards your career, your prosperity, things that are going to bring abundance to you, and figuring out what that is. And it's like you found the strength because of the clarity and the truth that you've been feeling in your soul, I feel like, for months. I feel like some of you, it's been months. Like you've been sitting in a place where you know your personal truth. And it's like, Taurus, we have a tendency when we are incredibly loyal, we are loyal to a fault. So if there were energies and people around, or even careers or family or friends, if they didn't serve your greater purpose, your highest good of your soul, there does comes a point where you have to be discerning and you have to cut out that toxicity or that draining energy in your life. And it will bring more abundance and more happiness. You cannot head out on the next chapter if you still have your foot halfway through the door into the last. That's for someone. If you still are keeping the door cracked open and you have your foot over here, you're not headed and focusing on where you're going. You're still looking back on where you've been, and you're halfway, holding yourself back from forward movement. So, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. So some of you could have been involved in a situation that was, I don't want to just necessarily say deceptive. It can be self-imposed deception. It can be you, again, coming to your own personal truth, realizing what works for you, and, realizing that maybe some of you were at a place in your life where what used to work for you no longer serves you. You have outgrown certain periods in your life and certain people, and you're no longer going to live in a period of wearing a false mask. And it's not a judge of character by any means, and it could be someone you connected with that was wearing a false mask in this situation, or they were just being what people wanted them to be, or they didn't really know who they wanted to be, so they were just there, just sitting content and stagnant. And then finally they just, I don't know if it was just like a tower moment or what, but something woke them up. And Taurus, you guys have had a lot of spiritual cards the past couple months, so I feel like you guys have had a lot of spiritual awakenings, and maybe that stirred things up for a lot of people in your beliefs and your systems. Maybe some of you were in a connection that stirred up a period of eye-opening situations. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Gifts coming in. Spiritual gifts from the universe. Abundance. Prosperity. Stability. That's all coming in because you're deciding to move forward. You're deciding to leave behind what no longer serves you, and you're moving forward in your power. So the first card out was the Two of Cups. Again, some of you could very well be connecting with, you have the Strength card and the Sun card. Those are both Leo cards. Eight of Wands, again, fire sign, swords, and you have the Pentacles here, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But this is falling in between the Knight of Swords and the Sun card. So some kind of connection has brought clarity to you. I really feel like it's brought clarity about your happiness and where you want to be. And it's a connection that's kind of stirred some kind of fire inside of you, some kind of awakening. You have the Page of Wands here, and then you have the Four of Cups. So usually the Four of Cups is my card about not seeing things clearly, not wanting to see things clearly. So maybe some of you had this connection with someone that came in as this Page of Wands energy. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, heavy fire here. And for a while, maybe either you or them, take it as it resonates, someone wasn't seeing a connection clearly. They weren't seeing an offer clearly. They were just seeing the surface of it. They weren't seeing the emotion and the connection behind it. But they were choosing not to. I want to know why. They were choosing to be comfortably stuck and not see something. So, this Four of Cups. What is this Four of Cups? I'm just going to lay a card right beside it. So, the Queen of Cups. So, they weren't seeing a genuinely deep offer of love. Because the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, it could very well be your energy. Maybe someone wasn't seeing the offer of love that you had to give. They weren't seeing how deeply you cared or how deeply you were able to love this person, how much you wanted to give them fulfilling love, happiness, things like that. Or the person that you're connecting with, maybe the offers they gave you, they didn't seem substantial to you. And it ended a period where like they were trying to give love and you just didn't want to see it. Maybe you weren't ready for it. Maybe they weren't ready for it. But that Queen of Cups is a very deep, intuitive, emotional, free-flowing energy. This is someone that just wants to give because they genuinely care. So again, you are the other person. Take it as it resonates. Someone wasn't seeing the potential in a connection, I feel like. What else can we get for Taurus? Mid-month, April. So we have the Nine of Wands. Oh, wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So someone could definitely be wanting to speak some truth here. Maybe about missing an opportunity, I want to say. Not seeing something for what it was. They want to come and speak the truth and speak their piece on something. You have the Knight of Wands here, which is an energy where someone's been battle-worn. And then they finally realize that something was worth the fight all along. So I feel like this heavily is an opportunity that I don't want to say it was necessarily missed, because I feel like there was some kind of connection here, because you did reach the Two of Cups. There was a genuine connection, and it was a soulful connection. Maybe someone didn't see it for what it was, or thought it was some passing thing, and it ended up being deeper than what they'd intended. Because this Nine of Wands is coming to the realization that the battles that you've been in, that it has been for a purpose, and that you're almost through a cycle that, if you just stick in a little bit longer, you'll get there. And what you're trying to get to, or they are, is the Lovers. I mean, with the Two of Cups in this card, I just see twin flame energy here, or a deep, soulful, past life kind of connection with someone. This person's hanging in because they know that the Lovers is here, which is the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine. They mirror you. They are your divine counterpart. This is a connection that is truly soul deep, spiritually deep, physically deep, emotionally deep, every aspect you can think of combined. This is what this connection brings when they're together. Ultimate, completeness within each other. Let me grab another card for this. And so the truth coming in, maybe someone's realizing that what they've been through all along was to head towards a connection. So someone's been through a transformation. And it's funny because this card wanted to pop out earlier, the World card. They've headed towards a transformation and they want to head out and start a new cycle. You are the other person. Take it as it resonates. The Lovers, it is Gemini. It can be about choices. Maybe some of you had to make some choices, or they had to make a decision to change. Maybe someone here had to make a decision to transform in order for this connection to come through. Maybe they had to make a decision to heal, because Death card is about transformation, but it's about spiritual transformation, which to me indicates healing on some level. It is Scorpio, and then the World card is Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus energy. Some of you could very well be connecting with the Leo, because there is a ton of Leo energy here. Or maybe they have a moon or sun rising. I mean, anything, in their chart. But really, there were a ton of cups here. The cups to me are speaking mostly about emotion. I don't feel like it's a particular sign. Very well could be, but I'm not feeling that. I feel like more so the wand energy is theirs. Wanting to move forward, movement, all of this. It's like you embodying this fire, they're embodying fire. And then the cups is the energy between maybe both of you. Maybe both of you didn't see the potential here that there was. And now, looking back on it, you're like, wow, I missed that. Where did this come from? When did I... Maybe some of you with the transformation, you hit a point of awakening of spirituality that you hadn't noticed before, and you started to see a connection for what it was. But ending with the World, I feel like you guys are not closing a chapter. I feel like you guys are heading to start a chapter, possibly together. This is something that you or them, take it as it resonates, again, as always, are wanting to bring fruition. It's like because someone has transformed and someone's seen the light, a new cycle begins. So, I'm going to leave it on that, because that's, That's a deep connection, guys. It's a deep connection. It's caused some transformation, some spiritual awakenings, things like that. And it's happiness. It's joy. It's heading towards your happiness. And in the end of it all, realizing the cup of love that you or someone else was being given was true. It was a true offer, and it was missed. And cycle's starting back over. So that's beautiful. All right, Taurus, I'm gonna leave you guys there. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the month, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Love and light. Bye.